Hello, everyone. My name is Stephanie Boozer, and I am with CUGC HQ. I'm so happy to welcome you to today's CUGC Connect webinar with EG Innovations. We are going to talk about how it's not them, it's you, and that's not a bad thing, because we're going to show you how to fix it, how to fix poor user experience with EG Enterprise version 7. Before we get into that, though, I have a couple of housekeeping details for you. First of all, this session is being recorded, and you will receive a link to the recording tomorrow via email. It's going to come from GoToWebinar, so be on the lookout for that. Also, we'd like you to submit any questions that you have at any time in the question box in the GoToWebinar control panel. We'll keep keeping an eye on those, but we're going to save those till the end of the presentation, but do type them in as you have them so that you don't forget them or whatever it is, but we just want to make sure we capture all those questions and get them answered. And finally, before we close out the webinar today, I will be giving you a link to a survey. It's short and anonymous, and it's purely for CUGC use only, so be on the lookout for that. Just a quick heads up to some of our CUGC events that are coming up in the near future. Next week is our day-long Excel event in Texas, in Houston. So if you are in the area, we'd love to have you come. It's a free event. It's all day. We have tons of great content at all of our Excel events. There are Citrix expert speakers at each of them. We have CTPs and CTAs and people from Citrix. And they're, like I said, they're free. There's lots of fun networking stuff, prizes, good food, and I believe EG will be at the CUGC Excel in Great Plains, which is in Omaha. So there's a link down at the bottom for more information for all of these events, and we hope to certainly see you at one of those. All right, so let me introduce who's on our call with us today. We have Sarah Vogt. She is our moderator. She's going to be keeping an eye on all those questions that you type in. Sarah is our new CUGC Steering Committee Vice President. She is also a Women in Tech mentor and a leader of our Orlando group. Sarah, would you like to say hello? If you're talking, Sarah, there
yes,
you are.
no, I'm here. I'm searching for my mute button. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Nice to have you here. I look forward to being able to assist. If you have any questions, I will try and keep up with you guys and get them all recorded down so that Wendy can answer them at the end. So enjoy and learn a lot.
Thanks, Sarah. All right, and before I hand things over, I just want to introduce Wendy Howard. She is a technical consultant with EG Innovations. She's also been a participant in our CUGC Women in Tech mentoring program. And I also want to point out that EG is a sponsor of our Women in Tech program for the second year in a row this year, and we're extremely thankful for their support. And with that, I'd like to hand things over to you, Wendy. I am going to send you the screen controls right now.
Okay.
Okay, here it comes.
Great. Thank you, Stephanie and Sarah. So you should be able to see my screen with the slides on it.
I do.
I am great, thanks. I'm Wendy Howard. I am a technical consultant at EG Innovations. I've been there for a couple of years now. And I assist the West Coast teams mainly, but I do a lot of support across the US for our EG customers. And I'm very grateful too that EG is a proud supporter of women in technology and CUGC. It's awesome. EG and Citrix have been in cahoots since 2014. We have been Citrix ready for over a decade. That means that all of our software and solutions can integrate smoothly within Citrix, and we were able to support all aspects of it. We've been their exclusive performance monitor for events, Synergy, and Summit. That means that they're using our software to monitor their demo stations at these events. So whenever I go to Synergy, I'm able to meet up with the technical marketing guys and go in and make sure that they have everything that they need and make sure it works smoothly. Since doing that for the past couple of years, they've decided to include our solution to monitor all of their demo sites across all 12 sites in the US. So it's a really exciting partnership that is kicking off this year with them, and I'm looking forward to it as well. And here's a quick agenda. I'm going to talk about what it means to monitor Citrix user experience briefly in some slides, show you what's new in version 7, and then I'll dive into a demonstration so you can see what the solution looks like and
Wendy,
how to.
we just lost your screen. I'm not the only one.
Oh, interesting. Okay, show screen.
And you're back. Nope, gone again. There it is.
Are we back?
Yes,
Good.
I would say.
Okay.
I think we are.
I don't know what happened. All right. Okay, so that's the agenda, and then we'll take questions after the demo. So EG is able to monitor from end to end and top to bottom the entire workspace for Citrix, whether it's on-premise, in the cloud, or hybrid. So we're able to give you, as an administrator, a single pane of glass so that you don't have to go from tool to tool. It's all on one screen. And then we'll help you understand and fix your user performance issues. And we're trying to stay ahead of the curve. We work very closely with Citrix on their version 7, and that way we can get all of those new features monitored in our version 7 as well. And what does it mean to actually, do you still see my screen? Now I'm all paranoid every time I click.
Nope, we still have you. I'll let you know.
Okay. Okay, thanks. So what does it mean to actually monitor Citrix user experience? Well, the way that we help you is we can monitor the real user, so what's happening in real time, or we can do synthetic monitoring like a logon simulation. We also are able to monitor every layer and every tier from end to end so that you are seeing Citrix and non-Citrix servers. And then we'll help you pinpoint that root cause and give you the exact starting point to fix your problem. No more guessing. And then of course, with our solution, it comes with reports, analytics, and dashboards to help you do your job quickly. Here's another breakdown of a user experience and how we monitor it. So starting on the left, you would have your user launch or sign into Storefront or Gateway. They log in, and we are able to monitor every aspect of those steps along the way. So what's their login time like? Is it slow? What part of the login is slow? We can answer those questions. And then launching the desktop or the application should also be monitored so that you can figure out what part of that needs to be improved. And then finally, when the user gets access, they're going to have an HDX or EDT session going, and we're able to monitor and break down those channels for you. And that's our standard, we've always been doing this type of monitoring. And then in version 7, we've added some enhancements like Workspace Environment Manager. We can monitor that, what happens when the user gets their session and WIM is involved. App layering is another one we've added. Session recording, NetScaler, SD-WAN, and then federation services are all new and exciting in EG version 7. And now we're going to take a quick poll to find out which one of you actually use those new technologies that we monitor. They're not new, but they're new for us. So Stephanie, do you have the poll ready?
Yep, I actually have it up right now. So it looks like almost 50% have voted. We'll leave it just a couple more seconds.
Oh, I see. I have a thing that says the polls there.
It's probably hidden for me for a minute. All right. Looks like close to 100% almost. All right. Go ahead and close it out and I will share results. There you go. Can you see the results, Wendy? Maybe a window hiding behind your.
Sorry, I'm not too savvy with the result sharing here.
That's okay. So I can tell you that the bookends are session recording and SD-WAN.
Okay.
And WEM, app layering, and ADC are hovering around the middle there, 52% for WEM, app layering 48, and ADC wins at 59.
Okay, great. Thanks for that. That helps. I'm going to continue with the slides and then we'll go into the demo. So we're going to show you briefly what it means to monitor those new, I guess, those different features of Citrix. And this first one is monitoring Workspace Environment Manager. This is a typical screen that you'll see in EG, and just so you have a little bit of understanding, on the left panel there with the greens and the colors, that's our layer view. So we monitor the top to bottom layers of this is a XenApp server itself. So at the bottom layer, we have your operating system, network, TCP, all those base OS layers. And then we move up through the stack to get the application layers for RDS, Citrix server, the apps that are being launched from this. And then we get to our Citrix user layer. That's what you're seeing in the orange bit. And so this is saying that there's a user, XA user 2, is having slow WEM processing of 137 seconds. So we're breaking down this startup in two different sections. We have an initialization and we have an agent processing. Then EG will point out, you just follow the colors, right? There's a orange at the top, and then if you look down at the very bottom, it says external task processing is what's taking up the most time. And EG has the ability to tell you exactly which task. If you're working directly with WEM or WEM, I'll just call it WEM, then you would know your tasks that have to be built out. And then if you click here in EG on the magnifying glass, it tells you exactly which task is taking up the most time. And that way you can improve it or get rid of it, change it, and then you improve your user startup time. Next, we are able to monitor Citrix app layering, and that's where a vDisk becomes attached when the user launches their desktop and even a virtual application. So we're able to monitor whether the vDisk was successfully attached and how long it took, so that you can make sure your user experience in that respect is a positive one. Next is this really cool view of ADC. So everybody's been most of you guys deal with NetScalers in your day-to-day life. It sounds like that was high up on the poll. And when you have a VIP that is showing in EG as like red or orange or yellow, those are the alert colors, then you need to know which node at the end of that VIP is actually having a problem instead of just guessing, right? So here's where we'll point out directly the server that is functioning inside that VIP, and then what the problem is. So we're able to give you this really cool visual, break it down for you, no more guesswork and no more flat level view if you've seen it before in EG. This is a really, really nice improvement. And then the other systems that we monitor, session recording is a big one. You know, I used to use the session recorder server in my past job. I was the administrator for it, and I had so many problems with it because of the way that whoever was there before me built it. And if I had a monitor, I would have been able to prevent a lot of outages with that machine and keep up that recording without issues. And then SD-WAN, we monitor that agentlessly, meaning nothing needs to be installed on it, to be able to get your applications and protocols, interfaces, etc. And then new in version 7, also we're able to monitor Citrix authentication services and AD certificate services, which most of you guys don't use, but maybe later down the line, right, it might come up. My favorite thing that we've added is the topology view. And if you look at the screen, you guys, this is something you won't see in any of your current Citrix tools for sure. You have a user flow. So this user is on the left and they're trying to get to their applications on the right. This is in real time. They've launched these applications, and then this will tell you exactly which storefront they're connected to, which is A3, which broker, which XenApp server, and let you know if there were problems along the way. It also shows you the latency here in this bar. So this is something that, man, if I had had this when I was a Citrix admin, it would have saved me so much time, right? So, and also on this screen, we've got the logon breakdown and some profile details. These aren't new, but it's just the way that we're displaying it is easy to digest. You can look at it and you know exactly what you're seeing. And with that, we're going to do a quick demo and show you what it means to sign in and use the software as a Citrix admin for virtual apps, as well as just an overview for virtual desktops. So it's a web-based app, and I'm going to go ahead and get my screen up here. And we're going to take a look at how to fix some of those user issues that you come across on a daily basis. First, we have to understand what it means to monitor the user experience for Citrix. And when EG monitors it, we create these alerts on the screen that you'll see when you first sign in. It's issues that are happening right now in your environment, ordered by severity. And so the question would be, which ones of these are telling us there's an issue with user experience? The short answer is all of them. The long answer is, well, EG is pointing out that there's a critical issue at the top that needs to be taken care of. That would be your starting point. And then underneath that are some orange or major issues going on. And then underneath that are some minor or proactive things that you might want to take a look at now before they escalate, before your users start calling in and complaining. And this screen is really powerful. I'm not going to go into a full-blown demo explanation. If you want, we can do a demo outside of this call. But you know, if you were to work on all of these and improve your environment and resolve these issues, then overall it would improve your user experience. So closing this out, we're going to get a view of your entire environment. So this is showing all of the systems in your environment and their health or their status. So it's kind of that 50,000 foot view of what's happening in real time. It's very flat. It's almost one-dimensional. So EG also has a service level view that's going to make more sense when we take a look at it. You're delivering Citrix as a service to an end user. And this view here helps you understand all the pieces that are interconnected. This is an end-to-end correlation view. And then if there are issues with the, one system, then it might be causing an issue with the system in front of it, because your user is here on the left, and you might have to the user might go through NetScaler and then Storefront, and then they hit a delivery controller, right? That delivery controller will load balance them across one of these XenApp servers. And then you have some outlying systems, some players in the game that are not Citrix servers, but they are helping to deliver that application to the end user. So if you're streaming PVS, it's critical to be monitoring that PVS server. If you have a profile server, you can add that to the mix. There's Java application and a backend Oracle server maybe. So now, as a Citrix admin, you have a better grasp of what's happening in and around your Citrix environment. It's no longer good enough to say, oh, it's not a Citrix problem, drop the mic and walk away. You have to know if there are other pieces to the puzzle slowing down your Citrix environment. And that's why you would add, say, an Active Directory to your monitoring, or the vCenter, or your profile servers. And this is interactive. You can click on this to see those same alerts that we just saw in the alert window and do analysis. What we're going to dive into is EG provides an even better view for user experience. So Sarah, remember the days of version 6.5 App Console?
Yep.
Remember how like the App Console had everybody that was logged in and all the information for them?
Yes, it was
We don't
atrocious.
It was atrocious, but I was in there all day, all the time. So I used it a lot. And then they moved us into Studio for version 7, right?
Yes.
Well, I kind of like to compare our user experience dashboard to the App Console so that you get one page with everybody who's signed in and any issues that they're having. So it's like taking that and then, making it even better. So we have a list of all the users who are connected using XenApp, which servers they're on, and then their KPIs, so key performance indicators. I'm going to scroll to the right, and we can even see the geographical locations. And I'll show you a map of this later. So this is your overview. What is happening with the user experience right now? EG will bring up to the top anybody who's having a problem. And so I'm going to click on this person, Kevin. And this is where we get to that session topology that I love so much. here it is again. This is interactive. Anywhere I can click, I can just dive into information there. But it's a really good dashboard if you're just trying to get an overview of this user's session. So we're seeing a high latency, HTX latency of over 5 seconds. Well, why is that? How can we improve this? Well, if you scroll down, like you can control my screen, but I'm scrolling down and we can see the past alerts for this user. Every time this user has had a problem, what was it? It is showing obviously that there was a lot of printer bandwidth being used. So what that means is you probably should take a look at what is going on with their print workflow. I can keep scrolling down and see this in a graph view. So we're able to break down this HDX channel and tell you what part of the channel is, hogging up the resources and the throughput. I'll give you another view of this. This is the layer view that we were looking at before. And this is breaking down the channel here over 23 different metrics. So you can see if it's coming from audio, video, printer, etc. And this is where you would work with that user to help them fix their experience.
Because I'm having the same question, someone else also already asked it. It might be helpful to answer it in the moment. Is this all real time that the person is currently connected, or can this be historical? You go back in and
both, yeah. So this, what we're looking at is real time. If you look at the measurement time, that'll tell you. And then even if I just wanted like on the fly to go back during their session, I can say, oh, well, let's change this timeline and go back over their session period and see how it's been behaving. Also, we do have built-in reports, and I'm not going to bring it up on the screen, but it's a user session report that gives you this entire breakdown because it's stored in the database. Everything we measure and collect is stored so you can get to it historically. Does that make sense? Did that answer it, Sarah?
Yes, it does. Perfect. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can't get to their issue while they're logged in, and you have to go after the fact, maybe a day or a week later, and bring up that report. From this XenApp server, so I'm looking at a XenApp server here. This is new in version 7. We have the ability, you as an admin, and you can control this with user rights inside EG. You have the ability to do remote control actions. So if I wanted to say, take a look at the user's mapped network drives or the list of the printers, since we're dealing with the printer issue, I can click on that. I'm not going to do it in a demo because it doesn't have the data, but these are some of your options that help you as an admin quickly solve a problem instead of having to take all those extra steps and do these commands. So I'm going to jump back to a separate demo for VDI. EG monitors virtual desktops outside and inside. So we monitor the host that they're sitting on, and then we can monitor the OS level metrics for each virtual desktop, either with an agent or without an agent. And I'll show you what that means. We've added, though, some really cool, hold on one second. Let me refresh that. Let me go back. Some really great dashboards. So they're built in now, and all you have to do is click directly onto the Citrix Virtual Desktops dashboard here, and you get this overview of how well it's going in your environment. Are there any alerts? Are there any user-based alerts right here? Any slowness for logins? Where is everybody launching their desktop from, and how is it behaving? Is it green? Good. And then along the side here, we have some really great, some more dashboards built in. One of them I wanted to show you that helps you understand how we're monitoring inside a desktop is this alerts dashboard. So there's 4 users with open alerts in real time. This is happening right now. I'm going to click on that, and it tells me everybody who's having a problem and what their issue is. From here, I'm going to take a look at Sandy's alert or issue and just click on the diagnosis button. Loading. This is how you would take very little time to figure out, okay, this is the process that's taking up all of Sandy's CPU. Why is it Windows Media Player? Nobody knows. Maybe it's a workflow issue, or maybe it needs to be completely deleted. Maybe it's a Windows NT desktop on accident, right? And so we're getting inside these desktops. It becomes really powerful for you to have that insight for everybody's session. When the next thing I'm going to talk about is our Logon Simulator. I'm jumping to logins. So if you wanted to see a virtual login, what EG does is it provides a mechanism to simulate your users launching an app and closing it out. But there's a lot of steps along the way that actually do that. And so here, what you're looking at is a list of either desktops or applications that are being launched over and over again, like every few minutes. And then we'll give you a full breakdown. Hopefully this will be readable. It's kind of zoomed in. One second. There we go. This is a full breakdown of what it would look like to simulate your user logins. You have your login bit on the left side, and then your application launch on the right side. And so anytime one of these breaches the threshold or is just too slow, you'll get an alert, and then the color will change. If any of these fail along the way, you'll also get an alert, and then like a red X will show up here. So how does this help you with user experience? If you had your simulator running every day and you knew your baseline, and then let's say Thursday night you're going to go make a storefront upgrade change. Well, after you make your change, you would come into here, run a report. This is a live view, but you could also run a report, and then check your enumeration, maybe even authentication. Check all of these steps along that bunch to make sure your change did not slow it down. And if it did, then you can roll back changes, or you can figure out what is causing the slowness based on this simulation. So for when you're monitoring all of your systems in EG, you're able to create that baseline, and having all of this data is the first step to creating a great user experience in your Citrix environment. And with that, let's start answering some questions.
All right, we have a few of them. Let's see. One wants to know if the ADC was already part of one of the components that could be monitored, or has something been changed or added in version 7?
It's there in version 6, so it was already there. We just did the that flow view is brand new, and of course the name changed. So in version 7, it'll say NetScaler ADC versus, you know, NPX, VPX.
Okay. Also, the user experience dashboard topology, does that show historical data? I've always known dashboards to only be current.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that dashboard is for a session that's occurring in real time. So if they've closed their session, you will not get that dashboard. And when you look at it though, it also includes like past problems for that user. So that part's helpful. But to get historical, you would just run a report for it.
Right. Another one is, can you check profile size, user profile size?
Yes. Oh, I skimmed over that, didn't I? We had that on the screen and I totally zoned out. Let me
So when
show
that
you.
person calls with the 20 gig profile and they're complaining of a slow login.
Right? I'll show you what that looks like. It's part of their entire startup. So we have a metric called startup details, and then we break down the startup into, 100 bazillion different phases. And here's the profile part. So we're able to tell you if it's large based on a size that you want. It's up to you what large means, and then what their current size is at that login, and if there are any large files, it will actually let you view the file that is, I guess, larger than a certain number. Like I think it was 10 megs. So. Oh,
Okay.
and one other thing that's new that we've lined up with Citrix on is the interactive session breakdown. We were able to break down the interactive session. It's not on this screen, but if you are at version 7.18 or higher, we can show you the 3 different phases that make up interactive session. So that's new as well.
Okay. Next question, does it work with Citrix Cloud, Azure, AWS, Google?
Yes. Yes, all around. We are, like I said at the beginning, we're working with Citrix and they're a hybrid environment. They have Citrix Cloud, they have Azure, and we're able to handle it all.
Awesome. I have another one that says interactive session time ? I'm not entirely sure what's being.
That, I think I touched on that a bit.
Didn't you just talk about that?
Yeah, I don't have it in front of my screen. Let me see if I can get something. 1 second. But interactive session has like 3 phases. It has like pre-init, something else, and some delay. And yeah, you have to be on 7.18 or higher in order because that's when Citrix shares that information. So if Citrix gives us that through their APIs, we're able to collect that data for you.
All right. Let's see. I'm just going to have to read this one. The location information that was displayed in the user experience dashboard, is that the location of the Citrix server or the user?
The user.
Or both?
And
Okay.
yeah, the user itself. So we can, like for the VDI location information, we can either get it through LDAP connections or NetScaler. So your NetScaler will have if it has the geographic information, then we'll pull it from there and show it on the dashboard.
Okay. Do you have a test environment for the public? Or do you download, are you able to download a demo and give it a shot?
You can, okay, yes. It's for XenApp though, not for VDI. And you just go to cloud.eginnovations.com. You can register and then start monitoring today. It's
Very
really
cool.
easy.
All right, let's see. Next one is the location information pulled from what's defined in the zone maps in EG.
No,
Is that something
it's different than your zone map. This is for the end user location. So you can set zones. Like what that means, Sarah, is if you have like 4 sites for your servers and you want to organize them so that you can look at zone A and see all the server metrics, and then zone B and zone C, etc. That's for logical organization of your server monitoring. The GeoMap for users is different. It's what I explained earlier.
right?
Yeah.
All right, let's see, what else do we have? Is EG able to show connection quality from the user to the NetScaler and the NetScaler to the desktop as separate measurements, providing the ability to determine on which side the connection issue exists? Which I would say, in most of our environments with the NetScaler involved, is probably one of our largest problems. Where,
Right.
what leg of it is having the problem?
Right. When we looked at that topology, we did see some of the breakdown there. And we would have to kind of dig in a little deeper to show you those, I guess, latencies between the end user and the NetScaler. I don't have that example in front of me, but maybe if I could get the username and information, I could definitely help them out and show them how we do that.
Right. Let's see what else. What are the advantages of EG Enterprise V7 V's Director? I don't know.
Oh, versus Director.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Oh,
Capital
yeah.
V. Screwed me up.
We've just gotten more and more, I guess, enhanced than Director. We're able to do everything that Director does and then some. So we can give you reports, the customized dashboards if you wanted to just monitor certain things. We have the built-in virtual dashboards for desktops and applications. We are a monitoring system. We're not Director. We're monitoring and letting you know when anything is slow or broken or down. And it comes with a lot of data. You're able to get that alert in your email or maybe in your ticketing system and take action on it right away and fix those problems. In my opinion, it's extremely powerful, more powerful than Director.
Yeah, it sounds like, that because it's interactive, where Director is sort of idle, you have to go pull the information out of it.
Yeah.
Let's see. We'll have another one, a quick summary on EG Cloud. I'm not sure if that would be more of an offline. Oh, and somebody already answered. They put a link into that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I stuck a link in there. I think they were saying they missed a webinar, and we did an EG Cloud webinar last year, late last year. So I put a link in there that I can put it in the main chat too if anyone's interested.
Let's see. Can EG tie into NetScaler ADM and display any info form from ADM?
That's a good question I'd have to look into as well. If you want to get a name and an email, I can help them out. But yeah, is that referring to like app flow? Is that what they're leaning towards?
I'm not sure. Randy, if you want to expound on that, or maybe just even email Wendy directly.
Okay.
I'm waiting for a response. And that is all of the questions at the moment.
Awesome. I do have the info on the cloud is right here. It's free for 60 days. You basically point EG to your delivery controller, and then it can do, it can put the agents on, it can discover and start monitoring.
All right. That is all that has been typed. If anyone has any other questions, you're welcome to input them right now. Otherwise, I would say, Wendy, you're welcome to wrap up.
Awesome. Well, that's it for me. You can email me directly at wendy.howard@eginnovations.com. Find me on LinkedIn or on a couple of groups in Slack. And thank you, everybody, for listening. I really appreciate your time. Thank you, Sarah and Stephanie.
Thank you, Wendy. I really appreciate you doing this for us today. And I do have one quick little closing slide. There we go. Can you see it? Looks like I just see a blank screen.
Right? It's totally blank. It's just white.
White.
That's so weird. GoToWebinar must be having fun today. There we go.
Oh, there.
Okay. Just a quick wrap up. Thank you guys for attending today. I did put a link in the chat window to that, first of all, to that webinar that EJ did last year on cloud service, and also a link to our survey. Like I said, it's short and anonymous and just for our use. And finally, just a reminder, if you're not a member of CUGC, we'd love to have you come out to our website and check out our forums. If you have questions, you can ask them, get them answered, or maybe you can answer questions. Check out our local groups. We have them all around the world and they meet regularly. More information about those day-long Excel events, more webinars. We have great blogs. And also just want to encourage you to follow us on Twitter. That's where we have the most up-to-date information about everything that we're doing. And with that, I think that we are all set for today. I'm just going to double check that. Yep, everybody's just saying thank you, Wendy. So I think you did a great job today. It was a great presentation. Thanks for being with us today.
Awesome. You're welcome. Have a good one, Stephanie.
All right, you too. Thanks again. And thanks, Sarah, for keeping an eye on all those questions.
You're welcome.
All right, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and we will see you on mycugc.org, hopefully again soon, or at one of our Excel events. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.